The moment you become useful, you also become replaceable. People don't admit this, but you've seen it happen. The more valuable you are for what you do, the less people care about who you are. And when what you provide changes, so does their loyalty. You already know this rule. You just haven't said it out loud. Watch what happens in professional spaces. You solve problems. You stay late. You carry projects. You make yourself indispensable. At first, they praise you. Then they depend on you. Then they normalize you. Eventually, they expect you. And expectation quietly erases appreciation. The same thing happens in relationships. You become the emotional support, the fixer, the one who always understands, the stable one. And slowly, your role becomes your identity. Not because they don't value you, but because people bond more strongly to what you provide than who you are beneath it. That shift is subtle, but it changes everything. Think about the last time someone only called you when they needed something. Think about the moment you stopped offering it. Notice how the energy changed. Be honest. You've seen someone become less important the moment they stopped being useful. You already know someone who disappeared from a room once they no longer served a function. This rule is not new to you. It's familiar. Here's the silent rule. When your value is tied only to utility, your presence becomes negotiable. Humans are wired for exchange. Consciously or unconsciously, we assess, what does this person add to my life? Status, resources, stability, access, solutions, emotional regulation. When you consistently provide one of these, you become positioned as infrastructure, not as an individual. Infrastructure is appreciated, but it is also replaceable, because systems are built to swap parts. Most people misunderstand this rule. They think the solution is to become more useful, more skilled, more giving, more available, more impressive. But the more you optimize yourself for usefulness, the easier it is for someone to measure your worth. And what can be measured can be compared. And what can be compared can be replaced. Here's the perspective shift. The most irreplaceable people are not the most useful. They are the most distinct. Distinct thinking, distinct presence, distinct boundaries, distinct identity. Usefulness attracts dependency. Distinctness commands respect. There's a difference. Dependency says, I need what you provide. Respect says, I value who you are. If your entire positioning is built on solving problems, people panic when you're gone. But they don't necessarily miss you. They just miss the service. That's the part nobody says. You can be heavily relied upon and still lightly regarded. And that realization changes how you move. This is why you stop over-optimizing yourself for approval. This is why you stop volunteering your value constantly. This is why you create space. When you are always accessible, your absence has no weight. When you are always solving, your silence has no leverage. You don't withdraw to manipulate. You withdraw to recalibrate your positioning. You allow people to experience you instead of just extracting from you. You shift from being the tool to being the standard. And standards are not replaced easily, because they are not evaluated only by output, but by identity. Understand this carefully. If they only value what you do, they will replace you when they find someone who does it cheaper. But if they value who you are, they adjust around you. Don't confuse dependence with importance. One disappears the moment convenience changes. The other survives absence. The silent rule isn't to become less capable. It's to become less interchangeable. And that requires something most people avoid: presence, boundaries, identity. You don't need to be everywhere. You need to be distinct. Remember this: usefulness fills roles. Identity shapes rooms. Save this. You'll understand it deeper the next time someone moves on faster than you expected.